All right. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to PreMarket Prep. I hope you're having an amazing morning. Hopefully you guys had an incredible day yesterday. Peter, good morning to you. How you doing, my friend?
I seem to be having trouble with my eyes this morning, Carlos. It's dark where you are.
I didn't close my eyes when the eclipse happened, so I'm messed up here, all dark. We're having so many technical issues, friends, as we transition a couple of things over to a new channel, a new computer, a whole bunch of stuff happening, registration issues, you name it, we're having it, but those are all going to be temporary. So, friends, let's get right to it. We're a bit late at the moment, but let's see what our market pulse looks like with some data. Bless you, Peter. I assume you were sneezing there.
Oh, thank you. Yes. Whew. Caught me by surprise. It's, spring allergies are acting up.
The worst, man. Yeah.
We had two pieces of information come out: initial jobless claims, and then the producer price index, or PPI numbers. Jobless claims came out slightly higher than expected. About 1.8 million was the forecast. 1.817 was the actual number. So a few more jobless claims than expected, which is a good thing for the market. Or at least the market perceives it as a good thing. And this is in contrast to some of the other economic data we had, which we saw drop to the market yesterday. And then the PPI is a little mixed. The core PPI is slightly higher than expected by 0.1%. The PPI non-core is a 0.1% lower. So depends what you look at here. We've got, we got different numbers. On the other side, we also have initial jobless claims that came out, and they are slightly lower than expected. So, our numbers are a little mixed. I'm surprised. I keep being surprised by the market. Surprised we're seeing such a jump up. You got coin on the screen there, Carlos, but the SPY and the Qs are moving up so aggressively because the numbers are really mixed here. And but we seem to just be overreacting to everything these days. I think there's a lot of sensitivity to all the economic data because there's a big concern over what the Fed is going to do, and the market seems to be very jumpy as a result. As Jared was saying in the Engineering the Markets segment for our elite members in the room, the sentiment is starting to change, right? Where the expectation was rates are going to still be held or maybe reduce. It doesn't look like that's as likely a scenario. So everybody's sort of hedging, I guess, against the alternative, which would be even another increase in rates, which of course the markets don't really want to see, but it's always a possibility. So we'll have to see. I mean, we'll only know when the Fed actually releases their numbers. So, anyways, for the moment, we're seeing a jump up here in the markets as we have this mixed data on the jobless claims, initial and continuing jobless claims, and then the producer price index. Later on today, we do have quite a number of Fed speakers. Normally, we don't get a lot of movement on these, but you never know. I mean, again, we've been seeing a little bit of hypersensitivity to economic news. So 8:45 in just a few minutes, we got Bowman is speaking, Collins at noon, Goolsby at 12:45, and 1:30 we got Bostic all speaking today. Interestingly, some of the same speaking times as we had yesterday. I had to double, triple check to make sure, wait, am I just getting yesterday's list? But it seems like they had speeches yesterday and they have speeches today at the exact same time. So a little bit odd there, but I guess they're hitting the circuit, right? To the speaking circuit. So there we go. And we do have some earnings starting as well today. So we're actually getting a little bit of earnings information that we can take a look at. So I'm looking forward to getting to those on the Gappers list.
All right. Excellent. Thank you so much, Peter, for that. All right, friends. Yeah, I think I got the camera up and running here. So let's head over to our Gappers.
There you
list.
go.
So here we are. Gappers list this morning. A couple of things in the green, just one in the red. Robinhood down
Oh,
2.2. So we'll see what's happening there. All right, friend. Let's take a look. Control A, Control X is going to remove our watch list from yesterday, so we'll get rid of that. And then if we look at the first one on our list, ALPN. So let's take a look at ALPN this morning. We are up 36%. So nice pop this morning. This is Alpine Immune Science.
yep.
Science, yeah. And then up here, 36%, 5.9 million shares traded. Ugly 5.9. Oh, buyout, Peter? What's going on with this one?
Yeah, very good. Yes, it's a buyout, $4.9 billion buyout with a cash purchase price of $65 a share. So that's why the price has jumped to where it's at. And yeah, it's not going to be a good trade.
Yeah, yeah, looks horrible. So we'll leave that one alone. All right, let's see the next one on here. Rent, RENT. So rent this morning up 35%, 482,000 shares traded. Hard to borrow. Float on this 1.5 lower price stock with 1.5 shares float. So Peter, not looking great on this one this morning.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with this company. Rent the Runway is what it's called, and I guess it's an online retailer of some sort. Anyways, they had earnings, and they had mixed earnings actually, because they beat on revenue, missed on bottom line, but are pretty bullish about their prospects over the next couple of quarters, and think it's going to be a breakout year for them, according to the what the CEO said recently. So, yeah, it's jumping up on a little bit of volume. You have to keep in mind, though, this is like so far this morning, we've already had about what their average daily volume is, or more than their average daily volume. So, I mean, big volume yesterday, but I don't think this is going to continue. I can't. I can't imagine trading it. I mean, I could be wrong, but I'm not loving it.
Yeah, I don't
Looks
like it
okay,
either, man.
pre-market.
Let's see if the garbage truck is working here. Where is it? There it is. Yeah. All right. So that's working good. Here's the garbage truck, friends. Yeah. So not a new setup. We're just switching a computer. So we're going from one old CPU to a gaming one that I've been that had there. So that should be a little better, hopefully, for the show, connection wise. All right, friends. The next will be LPCN. LPCN. What do we have here? Down up 4.3, 1.4 million shares traded. So not looking all that great. And I believe we've seen this before. It sounds familiar, but
Yeah,
again,
lipocene.
yeah,
It's another biotech. We get a lot of these. Low float, only 5 million shares in the float. They have positive clinical trial results. So, and it's in the very popular area of fighting obesity. So that's why it getting some attention this morning and on our list again. It doesn't look terrible pre-market, to be honest. It actually looks okay, but this is a high risk, low float stock that I don't love trading. So probably not going to touch it.
yeah. Be extra cautious with this one. I'm gonna skip it, man. I don't like it. Lower price stock and the flow 5.5. It does look nice pre-market wise, but I wonder if it's gonna do anything after. It's gone up to 12, 1190 now back to 6, basically just above their previous day close. The fun could be over, so who knows? All right, the only one gapping down this morning is Robinhood, and they are down 3.2, 433,000 shares traded this morning. So a little bit of volume as they're dropping here in the pre-market. Peter, anything going on with this one? I don't see any.
Uh, it's they got a downgrade this morning. Apparently, there's analysts are not convinced about their ability to capitalize on the Bitcoin market. So that downgrade is what's taking them down with a little bit of volume. But Hood is one, like, you just think it should trade well, shouldn't it? It's Robinhood. I mean, it's what
Right.
all of the apes are trading on as a platform, but they're apparently not trading it. It just doesn't trade well as a stock. So yeah, it's I once again another one I'm not going to look at.
Yeah, I'm gonna skip it as well. Let's head over to you, Peter. What do you like? That's
Yeah,
it. Yeah.
I've got some earnings this morning, some of which were on the list earlier today. They seem to have dropped off. We'll start with the positive. Constellation Brands, STZ or STZ beat their numbers this morning. I'm always amazed that they seem to beat their numbers. They must be cautious forecasters. Beat their numbers. We're seeing a little bit of a gap up, but not enough volume to hit our list. Not a good trader, but I like to watch them. They're not only big in the packaged drink business, but they jumped into the cannabis, marijuana space a while back and seem to be doing a good job at managing it, especially compared to all the other marijuana producers. They seem to be managing it well. But anyways, not a good trading stock. On the downside, we have earnings from CarMax, KMX. They missed their numbers in the quarter, and they're really saying that there's a lot of economic headwinds, increased interest rates, lowered consumer confidence. They were sort of painting a pretty negative picture, and that got them gapping down about 9% so far. This is one that sometimes can take off once the markets open. It is a NYSE stock, which means you sometimes get lowered pre-market volume compared to what you can get after the open. I'm not sure what to expect from it. It doesn't look great pre-market, but I might just keep an eye on this just in case it does something interesting. But it said had earnings. And the last one was Fastenal. Well, maybe I'll mention two more. Fastenal, F-A-S-T, Fastco. Missed their numbers. They seem to have missed their numbers quite a bit in the last few quarters. Despite that, they had some rise in prices coming into this, but missed their numbers top and bottom line and are gapping down. Not a lot else to report there on Fastenal. The only other one I'll mention, just because I just love the name of it, the Lovesac Company. Their ticker is Love, L-O-V-E. Terrible trader. Missed their numbers in the quarter. I can't imagine Lovesac didn't sell enough Lovesacks to meet their numbers, but you got to like the name of the company. It just entertains me every time I see it on the earnings list. So, all right, that's what I had today from what was on the earners and gappers. I got to say, AMD looking good pre-market, had some interesting moves yesterday. The semis actually pretty much across the board had some interesting moves early on. Yesterday afternoon I think was a terrible day for trading. I got one trade right at the open, and then nothing. Frankly, I didn't see anything that set up. That being said, some of the best moves were early. If you're able to catch them on AMD, Nvidia, even Intel, Micron, MU, they were moving and provided some opportunity if you were paying attention to the sector. So might be worth watching again today. And then Tesla. Tesla is, always moves. It's, moves with the market. It moves with Elon saying things. It moves when people think EVs are selling. It doesn't seem to matter. It's going to move. So, 1.3 million shares. Probably one of the best traded so far in the early hours here. But that's my list, Carlos.
No, I like it. I like Tesla, AMD. We'll throw that on there. And we didn't talk about NVIDIA, but we talked about overall semis. Another one you could look at. They're all pretty much trading very similar the last couple of days. I'm going to put NVIDIA as on my secondary, not because it's bad, just because, I don't know, I prefer AMD today. AMD has been just consolidating here very nicely. And looking forward to see which way this thing is going to break out. All right, quick look at the SPY. If you missed this morning, we did get economic data coming out, and you can see here the reaction. We're up slightly. We're down quite a bit this morning. Let's see if that is going to hold as the market looks to bounce back a bit. All right, let's go to both chats. I'm looking at our YouTube chat and also at our main chat. What do you guys like this morning? Let's take a look here. What's been thrown out so far? We have Kareem with RLYB. What is this? RLYB. We are up 100%. 22 million shares traded. Not on our list because it is a $5 stock. I don't have the float handy, Peter. What's the float on this thing?
RLYB. That's a good question. We got a float of about 17 million shares on this. It's I don't. Ugh. Yeah. Why is this on the list?
No, it's not on the list. Somebody called it out. But it definitely in play today. I mean, it's got 22 million shares traded. Yeah.
Biotech Advanced Therapeutic Solutions for Pregnant Individuals. Pregnant individuals. What a weird way to say that. Okay.
Hey, gotta be
I
careful
guess we
now.
have to be.
Yeah,
Do we have to be gender neutral when talking about pregnant individuals now?
I don't know, but that's
Anyways,
a safe way to put it. Man, I would get so
that's
fired if I was in a
that's
regular
odd.
company. We will
That's
mess up so bad, me and you, Peter.
that's,
Um,
that's just, anyways. All right,
yeah,
never mind. Moving on. This is just the headline that I ran into. So, so
yeah. Either
anybody
way,
that's a pregnant individual at risk of fetal and neonatal alloimmune. Anyways, something.
yeah,
This is
yeah.
what they're doing. But
Right, awesome. Here,
I,
guys.
I don't.
Again,
Yeah,
yeah.
I don't
Go
need
ahead.
to get people into a big social debate, but I just that startled me.
Yeah. If you want to complain, you can reach Peter at bearwithtrust.com. Do not email Carlos at bearwithtrust.com. We will not get a response on that. All right. No, but seriously, guys, any questions, any suggestions to the show, those two email addresses, send us a note. We would love to hear from you. Any feedback, we're always welcome in regards to our pre-market show as we try to improve things, right? So we got great comments in our, again, Vancouver meetup. It was awesome. So a lot of great feedback, but we'd love to hear what you guys have, if any, if you were not able to make it. So awesome. Let's take a look at the next one. I don't like this one, low flow stock, but you know what? It is in play. I mean, this thing is running. So if this is your type of stock, RYLB, was it RYLB? I missed.
Or LYB, I think.
Okay. Yep. LYR. Sorry. Say it again, Peter.
RLYB.
YB. Okay. There we go. So if this is your type of stock, man, it's hot right now. This thing is up 103%, looking to make a new high. The flow is 18 million. Thanks, Baba. There. Yeah. So keep it on deck if it falls within your trade book there. All right. Next, Michael, good buddy, Michael. Let's look at PLTR over in our main chat here. PLTR this morning, apps up slightly. 648,000 shares traded, going from red to green. Obviously, with the overall market move. And we're going to see that a lot. Many stocks down at the beginning before 8:30, at 8:30, kind of punching through some levels here. Uh, Not a whole lot going on right now. I see the area of support very similar to what AMD has, right? AMD has come down to an area of support which has not been easily to break from. So can we get some bounce out of here? We'll have to see. Maybe a possible for now. So we'll have to see how the market open looks like in a couple of minutes. Um, I'm not even gonna go read the comments because I'm sure you're enjoying some of the some of the comments. Uh,
I'm actually looking at Wall Street Bets.
yeah,
Yeah, I mean, basically some stock twits. I mean, comments on PLTR, and I just sometimes, man, people are like they go on these rants, but then they use like funny terminology. It makes Wall Street idiots cutting PLTR. These poor baby brain idiots don't know what they're talking about. To the moon. I'm just like,
it
oh
is
man,
it is a
people.
lot of fun.
I'm gonna believe the guy that's calling all the Wall Street people baby brains, and
Yeah,
anyways,
yeah.
it's entertaining, if nothing else.
It really is. All right, PLTR. Yeah, on secondary for now. What else, friends? What else you guys have this morning? AMD rejecting R4. Let's take a look. AMD rejecting R4. Yeah, a little bit of rejection here, but be careful, right? I think this is overall market movement right now, right? So
Yeah.
we'll have to see how the market open handles this pop that we're getting here, right? So yeah,
Well,
we'll see.
and I said, I mean, I don't know. Normally, I would expect a remove retracement once the big money comes into the market. But yesterday, if you remember, we had a drop off the
Yeah,
economic numbers that came in on the CPI, and it held it all day. So
yeah.
this maybe we're going to hold this pop all day, and I mean, I hope we have a better day than yesterday because, frankly, it was pretty boring after the open. It just sort of sat there and moved sideways. And it's funny, things are trading a little differently. I kept mentioning, like, you got to look at Apple on a 1 minute chart yesterday because it was just very unusual price action for Apple, right? Chopping up and down to top. I mean, look at that. Like, it doesn't normally move like that, right? Like
Yeah,
this
yeah.
up and down, like big drops,
Very
slowly climb
rangy.
its way up. Yeah, and then drop really fast and climb its way up again and like it just kept doing it over and over. Very weird for Apple. So, and then my good buddy AMD, I said after the open, it went flat and like a lot of things, just dead flat sideways. So, and then we were expecting that 2 o'clock Fed minutes to come out, right? And that usually has a big market reaction. Nothing. Like John and I were both on the microphone in the room, and we were like, "Get ready, here it comes!" And like, just the market didn't even move. It was so strange. So very weird day yesterday. So we'll see what happens today. But I'm hoping we get some more regular type movement, because what's been happening has not been very tradable or predictable. So
Yeah, yeah. I see SPY trying to break a new high here. We'll see if other stocks follow suit. I see Amazon being thrown out a lot. So let's take a look. Amazon. We'll look at Nike next as well. See that on there. So Amazon looks good. Amazon is up here slightly this morning. 724,000 shares traded. So a lot of volume there. So that's decent. I know there was mentioning about them getting into AI, right? So that's been the talk about it this morning or maybe late last night. So it could be a good possible. We can always come back to it. So good possible on Amazon right now. I see a lot of you guys
yeah,
mentioning
the
that one.
Amazon, I guess the CEO had sort of an open letter to shareholders saying that they're committed as an organization to cutting costs while investing heavily in AI. Um, you know, okay. I mean, then I guess that's not a surprise. That's the type of messaging I would expect from any executive. Amazon, though, I mean, you can't deny, if you look at the daily chart over the last couple of months, I mean, it's been delivering results for shareholders. So, and we're sitting at, I can't remember I think this is all time high for Amazon. So, it's
Yeah. Yeah.
not if you want to keep playing it compared to, a lot of other stuff. Anyways.
Yeah, looks good on the daily for sure. I have it on a secondary here, and we'll come back to that one. Over on YouTube, I see Nike also in our chat. A couple of you guys threw on Nike on there as well. So NKE, it is up 2.2 this morning. I love the daily here. Nice double bottom almost coming off the daily lows. That is 88.70. And yeah, not a whole lot of volume, but it's a nicey ticker. So you're not going to get tons of volume pre-market. The volume is going to come in after the market open. Peter, what's the news on Nike today?
Nike. I hadn't looked up Nike. Let's take a look right now and see what's happening with it. Oh, look, they're selling shoes. Uh, no, um, uh,
Looks like
oh,
upgrade.
well, I don't know. Interesting. There's a new next big revolution in sneakers coming, apparently, but I don't know.
Yeah, I
I,
see a lot of
I don't
comments
really.
that it's an upgrade. So they got upgraded.
I
Looks
mean, they
like.
did get an upgrade. Bank of America did upgrade them, but I mean, they went from a neutral to a buy, which is not a hearty upgrade, and they only increased their price from 110 to $113. So it's pretty much in that same range. So I don't know. I'm not sure why that would warrant such a big move. I mean, they are investing pretty heavily ahead of the Paris Olympics. All right, I forgot that it's an Olympic year. Um, and they're going to, they're going to be advertising hot and heavy there at the Olympics. So I guess they're pinning a lot of their hopes on that. So to win back a bunch of market share. So we'll see if they do. But Nike's
Yeah.
been on a slide for quite a while.
Yeah, I'm gonna put that on the secondary list for now because it'll be a good one if it can get the volume at the market open. It has the catalyst. How strong it's gonna be, we'll have to see. But I will add it on a secondary list to take a look at next. Apple we did look at. So Melanie's giving us Apple. Yeah, Apple we could add on a list. I think they're all kind of sitting right on there as well. In this kind of bounce situation with the overall market, it will be fun. They'll get the volume hopefully when the bell rings, and we can see if we can take advantage of it. BA, what is BA up to? Wow, a lot of red days for BA. So back to back, man, they haven't had a green day since all of April. Has been just down, down, down here. So not a good look for them. As low as
Still,
173.33 in this pre-market. So
still that drop, I think, is very modest considering the problems they've had. And I know I keep
yeah,
saying it, but any other manufacturer, whether it's their fault or not, if their equipment had suffered the problems that they have, they'd be down so significantly. I mean,
yeah,
they really aren't suffering that badly, considering, in my opinion. But That being said, I think the big news that's probably bringing them down over the last couple of days was that there are more whistleblowers surfacing, and a lot of commentary on that going on. I'm seeing in social media because, of course, if you remember what happened to the last whistleblower, still very suspicious, right? Death in a parking lot by suicide just before testifying. Again, feels like the plot of some conspiracy movie, but allegedly, Candy, allegedly, there's no. But anyways, it's just yeah, it's a weird situation. So we'll see what happens with these whistleblower claims, and if they actually end up getting the light of day and into court. Yeah, I mean, but I don't know. I mean, maybe I'm just jaded, but I can't see the whistleblower claims telling us anything we didn't already know. But maybe it just gives that final nail in the coffin to confirm what's happening. I mean, they've been self-regulated for a long time. We know that that's been problematic, and we're just sort of seeing that. It's not malicious necessarily. It's just a company given too much freedom to, they set their own rules, so it's easy to meet the rules when you get to make.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. It's again, it's worth even putting on the list. Who knows what kind of squeeze or bounce we're going to get
Yeah.
here, you know?
That being
So,
said, I don't like trading it as a day trading option.
yeah,
It's I don't know. I've always found Boeing to be very difficult to trade. So I watch it out of
yeah.
interest, but I don't trade
hmm
it.
Yeah, it's been okay for me, but you're right. It doesn't give me a lot of opportunities throughout the day, right? So it may be a good market open if we have some news or catalyst, but I'm not sure how other opportunities are. So that is BA. I'll put it on here right now. It might not stay there, but it is a very interesting story at least. So it's fun to watch. As Peter mentioned, WBA Walgreen Boots, and what do we have here? Walgreen Boots at the moment is up slightly. I don't have no volume, so I wish this had a lot more volume, guys. It's pretty light on volume on the moment, so doesn't look good. I know it had a big drop yesterday, big drop over the last couple of days, but for the most part, not a great in pre-market action at least. So I'll keep it off my list, Peter. I'm not sure if you like this one for today.
No, I don't like it most days. It's a nice. Well, it trades like a NYSE stock. It's actually traded on the Nasdaq, which always surprises me. But it
Yeah.
very much trades like a NYSE stock. If you remember, they had news about the reduced sort of healthcare payments that they were expecting, which was affecting everybody in the sector. They've also got competition, right? Like Amazon has said that they're going to be entering the same space, and that's that's obviously a direct impact to Walgreens and their business. As soon as Amazon says they're coming into your backyard, you got to worry about it. But I mean, other than that, there's nothing specifically bad about it, other than people are really concerned. So that concern is reflecting itself in share price.
Yeah. Let's move on to the next one, guys. Given us to us by Vasilis DXXYZ. He says, if you like blowing up your account, what's going on with this one? Oh, this is the recent IPO, Destiny Tech 100.
Yeah, I'm still surprised. I missed the IPO completely on this, but yeah, it had been trading with volume. We noticed it obviously earlier this week on Tuesday when I got back. I first noticed it, and it has been trading with some volume, but I, I sort of kept it on my list to keep an eye on it. I watched it a little bit yesterday. Probably not the best day for it, as you can see. Sort of had a little lower volume and range. So I don't know. Does that mean the fun's over? It's impossible to tell, right? It's still too early in the life of the stock to predict what's going to happen.
Yeah, it really is. Again, not my typical type of stock, so I'll skip right on to this one, to the next one. Target. What's happening with Target? Unless there's any news or earnings, Target's pretty quiet for the most part. So yeah, see, I don't see anything great. See, a few times we traded Target, it was here in this gap up, probably this gap up, but right now there's nothing. So I won't have that one on my list. All right, let's check one more, guys, and then we'll get over to community events and announcement. We'll look at Microsoft. Michael mentioned this one in chat. Microsoft, yeah, see, Microsoft, Apple, Nvidia, they're all sitting on this. Their daily, by the way, lately has been a little brutal, just back and forth. Although, again, if you're playing ranges, this could be nice. Not sure how the volume intraday has been, but very similar to what Apple is doing as well, right? Just kind of stuck within this range, trying to see what's next. If we can get a breakout towards that all-time highs there around 430, and just many of the tickers just sitting in that situation right now. So, man, not a lot that I like. I know Intel, but one last one. Intel, I know they've been, having issues here the last couple of days, maybe trying to get into a bounce. Volume right now is great, but pre-market action not showing you anything exciting at the moment. So I'm inclined to skip on it. Maybe another possible. We will move a lot of these possibles up and create a list of 6, but right now we'll keep some possibles on here. We'll add Microsoft as well, and we'll come back to this list and find something. But at the moment, pretty quiet on this gappers list and what we're seeing so far. And then one quick look at the markets before we head to our community events and announcements. Again, initial pop hanging on here, having a lot of resistance at 515 after the information came out this morning. And I don't know, man, it looks toppy, like it wants to get back to that previous day close and continue its downtrend here. So we'll come back to that and see how that's doing in a couple of minutes. But first, let's head over to bearbootraders.com, friends, where you can find all the information you need about what's happening for the next 2 weeks over here at Bearboot Traders. If I could find the button. Here is the button, actually.
And I can't believe it's Thursday already. My goodness. So, this is an old chart.
Is that old? Yeah, let me change it.
Well, it's because it's got Paris's thing on there, which is a private mentorship.
Yes.
So, but anyways, it's Thursday, which means it's mentorship day. And we have three mentorship sessions that happened today. We started at 11 with John. All of these happen in the webinar room, but John leads off at 11. Usually it's a fairly small group, so it's a great place to get your questions answered and focus in on topics that are of interest to you. It's highly interactive. I recommend you attend, especially if you're maybe new trader and you want some focused attention on your trading strategy, maybe some technical challenges, whatever your psychology, even. John's a great resource because he's sort of had to work through all those, like all of us have, if you've been trading for any period of time. So join him at 11 o'clock for that. Then we switch to options at 2 with Jared and Megan, once again in the webinar room to have that mentorship session. And then tonight, Thor is doing his 8 o'clock mentorship session. Now, I will mention for Thor as well, don't forget, we moved what was the Tuesday strategy webinar to 7 o'clock tonight. So Thor's doing double duty tonight, right? He's got his strategy webinar at 7 o'clock this evening. Then he's doing the mentorship right after at 8. So it's a double dose of Thor tonight. Hopefully you will be able to attend that. And once again, we apologize for that change, but it was unavoidable. Thor had travel. Well, you know what happens when the airlines just tell you you've been bumped from a flight. What can you do? A Thorathon. I love it, Thor. That's good. A good Thorathon, and the mint Thor ship on Thor's Day. There you go. Enough Thor to keep you busy all day. So there you go. That's what's happening tonight. TradingTerminal.com is where we go in the morning to get our news, the economic data, and all the insider information. Check it out as well. You won't be disappointed. There's tons of resources for the active trader in there, as well as the academy that's got courses of study that you can follow. So check it out in TradingTerminal.com. It's the place to go. Don't be square. Be there. All right. And if you want to join us here at Bearable Traders, we have a number of membership options. I tell you about them every day, but today I'll go fast and just say we have the intro offer. We got monthly packages. We've got annual package. And then if you really want to dive deep, then consider using the Elite Platinum, which has the Peak Capital Bootcamp bundled with it. If you want more information, check it out at peakcapitaltrading.com. All right, Carlos, back over to you.
All right. Thank you, Peter. All right, friends, let's get some levels in here as we are looking at our charts. Oh, SPY here trying to move higher, so we'll see where that ends up. But right now, I only have Tesla that I really like. I know they've been very active, good volume. AMD. And AMD, when I'm thinking about AMD, I'm thinking about Apple, NVIDIA, Amazon, all of them just kind of following the overall market here as well. And I have BA. So let's see what else we can move up here. Maybe Microsoft, Intel could be good, Nike. Yeah, maybe Microsoft and Intel. I mean, this is so tech heavy at the moment, but that's what's at least hot at the moment. So that's what we'll do. All right, let's get to some levels. So let's looking at Tesla. A lot of these are going to be stuck between the highs and lows of the last 2 trading days just because the way they've been trading, especially yesterday. A lot of sideways action after some initial first drops in the market. 172 71 on Tesla is your high of your pre-market. So we'll slam one level there, and then towards the top, highs and lows for the last two trading days. Towards the bottom, we do have a level at 166, and then all the way down here, 163.63, and then of course, I mean, we won't get here today, but 160.76 is the next level below that. So towards the top, your cover AMD, I mean, just smack in the middle of the highs and lows here from the last two trading days. I think all we need to add is the high of the pre-market at 168.60, and then also towards the bottom 165.51. Once you do that, you're set on AMD. So pretty straightforward. Great area of support that we're getting here at the moment over the last couple of days. I have BA here. You know, BA's been very weak. It's not heavily in place, more of a secondary the way it looks right now. But again, we don't have much to watch. So I'm going to keep it on here and see if there's anything that happens this morning. If they get some kind of momentum towards the top side after such a drop we've been getting over the last few days. Right now, we're up slightly, so only 65,000 shares traded, so very light volume. High of the pre-market at 175.40 and the low at 173.32. And that's all I really need right now because you're surrounded by the highs and lows of the last two trading days. Take a look at Microsoft struggling to get above this 427.66 has been an area of a lot of resistance up here. So it's been struggling to get above that. That is actually your high of your pre-market today as well, slightly above that 428.60. And then towards the top, we have your all-time highs over around 430.78. Looks like towards the bottom, highs and lows for the last two trading days, previous day close. You're set. There is a level before you start hitting all that previous day close and the low of the pre-market. Right in here, this 425, you can see this area there where there's a lot of days slamming into that. So worth noting that just in case, right over here, here. I mean, it's just a lot of days opening, closing right around that area. Worth marking down. In the pre-market, we've been somewhat flirting with this as well. You can see here areas of resistance, a little bit of support, some consolidation as well. INTC Intel this morning. Again, a couple of red days, not big red days, but it has been dropping quite a bit here. Again, another one that's similar to that BA, more of a possible, but we'll have it here since we do have space this morning to watch a couple of things that are different than just the regular stuff that is following the overall market. 37.45 is the high of the pre-market. Towards the bottom, low of the pre-market, 37.06. Then you got the area of great support right now, hopefully looking to change direction. So we'll see how Intel does. And then that's pretty much it, friends. I mean, we have NVIDIA, we have PLTR, which PLTR could be fun. I don't have it on my list because I'm not a huge fan of it. It tends to be choppy every time I watch it. It's kind of like Jose said on the chat there. If I say short, it goes long. If I say long, it goes short. So it is just one of those things. So I'll skip on it. Amazon, you know what? No, we made a mistake here. Amazon's got to go on the list. Yeah. See, we're quick. When we make a mistake, we let it know. Me and Peter have no issues changing directions and pivoting. Yeah, that's a mistake. Amazon's got to be on this list. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's good enough. There we go. So Amazon, yeah, this daily looks awesome, guys. I mean, it looks really, really good. Volume is starting to come in. Looks like it wants to get going. Towards the bottom, you do have the highs and lows of the last two trading days. Here, we're hitting this all-time highs, right? At this point. Yeah, that is your all-time highs. You're trying to get above. So nothing above that pre-market high there that you're seeing. That is the high from 2 days ago as well. And then towards the bottom, it doesn't get better than that. Everything is set. Previous day close, highs and lows for the last 2 days as well. So Amazon looks really, really nice. We're going to keep that one on there as well. All right, friends, I'm going to take a look at what our moderators have this morning. I see Trading Mom Susan has it ready to go. Mike as well. We'll bring them over. Brian also, I see his list coming on nice and early today as he joins us to take us through the market open. Friends on YouTube, if you're watching on the BBT community channel, please start to make your way over to our Bear Bush Traders main channel. That's going to be the channel we'll be streaming going forward starting next week. So Monday, we will no longer stream the YouTube on a BBT community. It will be on Bear Bush Traders channel. So stay tuned to that. And there's some couple of great changes coming. Just got to confirm with Andrew. And next week should be a whole lot of fun. So definitely do not miss it. Brian's, we'll start here. with Susan, Nvidia, AMD, Baba, Mike is looking at Nvidia, Amazon, and Apple. Brian, Amazon, Google, and Nvidia. Peter is looking at AMD, Tesla, Amazon. Secondary list, Nvidia and Apple for him. Jared looking at the AMD, possibly a gap fill rebound from yesterday. So that is what Jared's going to be looking forward to this morning. And one IPO for today. Did the other ones open? I know you had a bunch, Peter, on there. Did
Yeah,
they end up
I
opening
had
up?
this one that we've been watching forever. It did actually open yesterday, but it was a dud,
Yeah.
as
Okay.
expected,
Yeah. Yeah.
unfortunately.
All right. So there it is. PAX is the only one for this morning as we're getting ready to prepare for the market open. And we'll move this over here. So that's our moderators list. And then a quick look at the SPY. How are we hanging here? Okay, trying to get going, trying to stick to this move that we got. Went from red to green, and we'll be looking forward to a very exciting open, hopefully. Peter, anything that we might have missed?
The only one, somebody mentioned Netflix, which is not doing much pre-market, but it's Netflix has been, sort of occasionally it's had these decent days. So if you like Netflix and you don't mind the price, yeah, it might be worth keeping an eye on. Again, pre-market typically doesn't move all that much, and certainly not moving this morning. But again, if you zoom out on the daily, it's certainly sort of been chugging along here up higher, which surprises me. But Netflix has been moving higher, especially if you're buy and hold. Then you've been happy. I don't know about a trading. I haven't watched it, but not too bad.
Yeah, yeah. All right, friends, I think we are all set. Thank you so much, guys, for joining us. Hit that thumbs up if you haven't done so over on YouTube. Really appreciate it. It does help out the channel a ton, and we will see you guys tomorrow. Take care and have a great Thursday.
Trade smart, everybody.